Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason here, Signature Esports. It's a pleasure it is to have you here live and in charge for a whole lot of Winston Throwback series. Darlington in the mix for the drivers, and pretty darn excited. Of course, my co-commentator, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Kyle Gresh, in the broadcast booth today. Kyle, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. Looking forward to some Darlington tonight.
Tell you what, the lady in black, she is dressed nicely today, and quite excited to see where these drivers going to be. Starting grid for you on the middle of your screen. Jossie Bunnell's got another pole today, and no doubt he's going to be looking for some fast speed. I know that he's been doing pretty darn phenomenally out there as the 17 would roll, but he's gonna need some good speed and some good luck here today. That's for darn sure. Brian Farrington's gonna be your outside pole sitter. Cam Dario, Andrew Phipps. That'll make up row number 2. Will Kern, Joe Grijalva, the man, the myth, the legend himself out there as well. The Grijalva family. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day out there. Coulter Jr., Evan Burke, and then Anthony Crown over Josh Anderson, Christopher Spencer, Brandon Burkhart. It's going to make up row number 6. That's your front rows for you.
All right, starting in 13th place, we got last week's winner, Joshua Brox. Followed behind him is Bill Hales. Got Parker Weekly right behind him in 15th place. We got Sam Harrell in 16th. Brian Wasserman in 17th place, and that nice, wonderful 18 car. All these paint schemes look wonderful here at Darlington Raceway. You got Jeffrey Ramsdale in 18th place. You got Mark Beverly in 19th place. Ethan Johnson coming in 20th. You got Kevin Savoy in 21st, and then Charles Van Schaik. Shake.
And Squeak.
Wait, Squeak. Forgot. All right, got
Okay.
Justin Malarkey in the 66 car. Got Richard Crane in the 41 car. Got Haas Beverly in the 25. You've got Trent Murphy in the 36.
And I do believe Mike Robinson's going to be out there running numbers for us. So thank you, Mike, for being absolutely fantastic. Winston Throwback Series going to give you a whole lot of action today. Door-to-door action, of course, at Darlington Raceway, one of my favorite tracks for every circuit because it is. It takes something to move something here. 83 degrees on the air temperature, 66 degrees on the. I'm sorry, 83 degrees on the track temperature, 66 degrees on the air temperature. Humidity's big, 50% fuel for the driver, 6 sets of tires, no fast repairs, and a full send count a moment as they come around. Pace car is in, and we're green flag racing.
Green flag out here at Darlington. We got a bit of a commotion in the back. Got people dropping to the back. We're coming into a very, very tricky turn 1 and 2. It's a lot of give and take here. This exit of turn 2 is tricky. If you get down too low, you hit that apron, you're going to wash up and you're going to hit the wall. So got to be very, very careful here to make sure that you leave just enough room for the person on the outside of you, and then also leave room for yourself on the inside. Coming into turn 3, still tricky corners. We talked about how tricky turn 1 and 2 are. We got another tricky turn 3 and 4. A little bit easier. We got a little bit of contact in the middle of the pack, but slightly less banking in 3 and 4, a little bit more banked corner, and then that completes your first lap of the race.
Tell you what, some tires already. The 3 of Coulter Jr. looking just like what Dale Sr. did back in the day. It's always rubbing his race in that regard. He's going to drop to the back. Somebody getting into, and he's going to be into the wall already. 94 came off of turn 2. Got himself in there. First caution of the race comes out. And man, oh man, I think I jinxed. I gave him the commentator's curse there as the 7 goes low. But you can see the tires on the side of the 3 right there. That is an iconic look. Some damage to be repaired. And our first caution of the race comes out, and that is, of course, brought to you by one of the sponsors for the series, NTI Graphics on Trading Paints. And it kind of made looks like you got a little bit free right there. Let's take a look here at actually, I take that back. He did get into the wall right there. Tied off the corner. You were talking about how turn 1 and turn 1 and 2 are different than 3 and 4. Of course, the narrow banking, the angled backstretch for the turn 1 and 2 are tighter than 3 and 4, but you can run pretty close to a full throttle exit if you can get that exit. If you can exit low, that didn't happen here. 94 right behind the 24 here gets a little free, taps the wall, and then all of a sudden. That car was sideways, and so was the 3.
Yeah, a lot
Man,
of times with these ARCA cars, it feels like if you catch it, you get one shot at catching it, and then if you miss it that first couple times after, you saw when he hit the wall, he kind of comes off and it kind of gets a little bit loose, heads towards the outside wall, and then overcorrects. I think it's just one of those situations where you're starting to get too much movement, and it's kind of getting hard to control the car because any like exponentially more snaps that you get, the harder it gets to control.
and sometimes letting out of the throttle, being a little bit slower, is going to be faster to get yourself back into the race. And especially here at Darlington, we're talking about a concrete oval here that's very egg-shaped, has that angled backstretch. Tires can typically find their way to be as tricky and slippery as possible. We were talking about fuel strategy before the race, and this kind of helps in that regard. Trying to make sure that they spend as little time on pit road as possible. Where do these drivers kind of tie in when it comes to this race?
So we have a rough fuel number of about 35 laps. If you're going to try to make it here to the end of the race and try to cut out a pit stop, it might be a good job, good opportunity actually to just come down pit road. Don't take any tires. Tires are a very precious resource here. With only 4 laps on them, you don't need to take the tires off, but just throw some fuel in. It's going to add some laps onto the end of your fuel run here, and that might put you in a window to go into a 3-stop strategy rather than a 4-stop strategy.
Rich Crane, one of those drivers that went ahead and did that. He came down to get some fuel, topped it all off. Van Squake behind, and the iconic Winston 23. He's going to be there. Are we going to have a double file restart? Or are we going to have a single file restart? Normally we see single file restarts at the Winston Throwback series, but Van Squake on the pit road. Josh Anderson, he's going to be out of the race. Brandon Burkhardt out of the race. Evan Burke out of the race as well. So drivers on pit road getting some things taken care of. We'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting to see for sure. All right, they're going back at it. Green flag racing once again here.
Yeah, fairly spread out restart. We had a large contingent of the field, not even really packed up to the leaders there. So a lot of room from the front to the back here. It's going to be good for the racing. We're going to give people some much needed room just for the first couple laps. You get very, very close with people. Just get single filed out and focused on your line rather than what other people are doing.
Probably one of the only racetracks that I would say go ahead and do that. Go ahead and give that jump because you kind of need it. You want to let people get the feel of the racetrack, get into that rhythm, and not a bad idea here. We're going to see people making passes, and I tell you what, Kevin Savoy, one of those drivers, Wasserman is right in store for him. But Ethan Johnson dropped back a couple of spots here. The number 40 machine. Low line exit coming off of 2 is good, but you kind of have to point it towards that back straightaway.
Yeah, that low line exit, you just got to get it down. You got to get it pointed. You got to run high, middle, and then you just kind of cut down, get very, very close to that seam. Maybe even touch that seam if you're feeling a little bit adventurous and kind of getting in there. Same thing entering turn 1. You kind of kiss that like inside banking, and then it'll help you turn in. Or if you get it too much, it might spin you out. So just one of those things where it's a bit of a balance of how much risk versus reward are you going to want to go for with some lap time.
If you commit yourself to the inside lane like the 99 just did over Brian Wasserman, you need to send it in there, and you got to hold on. You got to know that that driver on the outside doesn't want to hit the wall, and that's pretty much everything that we saw right there. Bunnell out front, 0.4 of a second. Farrington has caught about 0.3 of a second over the field. The fastest lap of the race ran just a little bit ago. Christopher Spencer. Not quite. We're seeing the drivers not quite hit qualifying speeds. Pretty darn close. Chris Spencer, 29.93 is the fastest lap of the race so far.
Yeah, with the tire fall off here, we're going to see that kind of come and go. I mean, you're going to see people come out of the pit and kind of run these fast lap times close to what you see out of qualifying, and then they're just going to immediately fall off with the tire wear. But with the 50% fuel, or at least we're going to finish with every stint with a little bit of fuel in it. So you're able to kind of come down, or not a little bit of fuel, but a little bit of tire in it, to where you're going to be able to kind of stay out, be more consistent and more on pace versus your competitors as they pit for pit road.
Right now, half second separates the leader. And tell you what, looking pretty darn good. Early caution, kind of got some folks caught up. Let's check up on the 3 car here. He stayed in. Actually, he didn't even go to pit road. He just he said, "I'm staying out."
Yeah, the big thing with the 3 car is there's donuts on the side of the door there. That's not damage. That's actually the paint job.
Is it the paint job?
It is. I went back and I checked. That is 100% just a very, very good drawn on skid mark with a little bit of spec map just to make it look a little bit rubbery versus on the gloss.
Well, I tell you what, folks, that's Michael Coulter out there, MCI Graphics on Trading Paints, even fooled the broadcaster today. So if you want to get out there and have a little bit of fun with it, make sure you get out there and you do so. And give him a little holler over there. That is pretty darn clever. I'm gonna give that to Coulter. What a good dude, man. What a good job, folks. If you're out there chatting it up, I hope you do. Kendra, thank you for the like. Andreas, thank you for the like out there as well on the stream, folks. Like, follow, subscribe on all the platforms: Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Chats are turned off on YouTube. You can comment after the race, of course, but during the race, I have them turned off for that big. Yeah, no, that one situation that we always tend to get, and I don't like it, but it's what it is. Shaggy, not on the racetrack, but we got a 22 out there. Hold on, let me go back here. Is that?
We got a caution.
That is another caution. Haas Beverly has the 22. I'm gonna refresh Trading Paints. He's supposed to be the 26 on the download, so I'm gonna refresh Trading Paints just to make sure. Caution comes out. It's like somebody had an issue. Is it Rich Crane that might have had an issue? I'm not quite sure. Like he was trying to come to pit road. Something happened there. We'll take a look and see. Maybe.
I'm trying to find where this caution came from.
Trying to deduce it here, folks. Rich Crane was on pit road. You're going to see some cars kind of blank out here a little bit. Rich was already on pit road when the caution came out.
It was Ethan Johnson. Ethan Johnson got on the flat in turn 2.
Oh, well,
and the wall in turn 1.
Let's back it up. Ooh, yeah, he went around. He went around in the wrong spot too. 40, free, throttle control. Yeah, he went sideways up there. He had it. Look at that save.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where you need to get down at that point to kind of get down to the white line, but maybe just misjudged it and was lost the point that he was using on the wall to turn down and just turned down straight on the flat and just got up there with the minimal banking and just spun it. It's one of those things that happens.
Tell you what, that was an epic save, that's for sure. Dark Horizon Fishing, one of the great sponsors out there if you're in the Virginia area and you need a guided tour for a good fishing tournament. He can't guarantee you're going to catch fish, but he can guarantee that you're going to have a great time. Dark Horizon Fishing out there. Make sure you find him on Facebook. That's Rich. That's Mr. Spicy out there. He's absolutely fantastic. Hopefully we get to see some good things out of those drivers. Much love to him. Good things. Let us see. Man, I tell you what, IVRL, you haven't seen it on Twitter, get out there and join their Cup Series if you have not done so. They're going to take the driver with the most. If you join the league today, and I'm not talking about the Truck Series, talking about the Cup Series. That's not the one I broadcast, but they do drive this on Tuesday night. If you are the driver with the most points from next week on till the end of their season, they are going to pay you $50. So I'd get out there and race that if I could, but I can't because I have a broadcast on Tuesdays. It's Goat Racing League, which is absolutely fantastic. But I tell you what, it's pretty darn awesome. Donnie, what are you doing, Mr. Williams? How are you doing, my friend? Good to see you out there. Much love and all that jazz. Tell you what, Rich is coming to pit road every single lap. Every single time he can.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if it works and you think that you're gonna add a couple of laps under your run and you think that you can stay out there, don't believe he's been taking tires. He's been pitting and putting fuel in it. I mean, hey, run a long first stint, get lucky with a caution, trap a bunch of people down, and you're looking pretty for a decent finish.
He is a
Put a
couple
bunch
of
of people in a box.
he is a couple of laps down, but I think this is designed for him. I think he wants to be there. Bunnell still your race leader. Andrew Phipps picks himself up 2 spots. He finds himself right behind Bunnell. And then Joe Grijalva up 1. He came up 3 spots. He started 6th. Right now, Will Kern at a 31. He is exactly where he started in 5th. But Chris Spencer doing some justice there. That 4th place car up 7. Still running some of the faster laps out there. Big Bob Dude Doig. How you doing, Rob? How you doing out there? Good to see you. Much love to you, my friend. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. Give us a like out there as well. Thank you to all the folks out there chatting it up. Giving us some great notions. How does Darlington look on the old iRacing screen out there? I've been kind of pleased with the way that they've made the graphics and tried to make Darlington as realistic as possible. And they've been doing a pretty darn good job, except for the old infield crowd. I kind of wish that they were a little bit more move. When you throw 70,000 people out there, it's insane. Or virtual people out there. Green flag's gonna wave as Bunnell says, "You know what? I'm going one more time."
Yeah, good run here into turn 1. Gets the gap. He's got the 12 car right behind him. He's got to worry about, though. Very, very strong last week for Andrew Phipps. Seems like someone that you're going to have to worry about every single week. You see how he's going to get that high arc, and he cuts down a little bit better, being a little bit nitpicky with the lines. But you can see that Andrew Phipps here is just running fairly consistent. He's being fairly careful with that right front. You can tell because he's kind of moving slowly. He's not kind of aggressively kind of turning down. Got the 24 right on his back bumper, coming up close. He's going to come into turn 1. He's kind of running a middle line. He's going to migrate high. Very interesting there. And then he cuts down and he kind of gets a lot straighter off. He's a lot further off the wall than the 17 car in front of him.
And out of the throttle a lot into turn 3. Turn 4 exit right here is going to be this one almost forces you low. The straightaway a lot shorter here than the back straightaway because of the angled out that turn 2 presents itself. We call this the egg shape, folks. You make an egg up, get back into the throttle, drop yourself back down, a little feather on the corner, and back into the gas again. That's what we're talking. On board with the 24. Normally I have driver cams up today, folks, but for whatever reason, OBS Ninja's not working for me. So I will have to go back and check that out. We might end up using Restream as that software for the driver cams. We'll see. We'll try to figure out. OBS Ninja has usually been pretty darn fantastic, and I recommend it's a free software. I recommend that for anybody, but we'll try to figure that out and see what's going on. I tried to set up the driver cams. Caution's going to come out. Tried to set it all up, and did not happen. It looks like Trenton Murphy's going to be involved here, as that onboard cam right there gives you a good perspective. And out of the gas, the leaders go pretty quickly. Looks like Beverly was involved as well. Third caution of the race. And I want to be big special thank you to Nate over at the old Skokie Esports for being my driver cams. Nate just wouldn't work, so apologies to any of the drivers that are out there running the cameras right now. I can't see them. Flat in the wall. All right, here it is. 36-22 right there. 36 tries to make that, and I talk about committing to the inside line if you're going to be trying to make that pass. 36 gets it looks like he got a great run off of turn 2 there and onto the back straightaway. Here's a look at it. Gets a run, drops to the inside. 23 is going to be there. Ooh, a little net code, a little spiciness there. 36 down to the bottom, all the way up the racetrack, heavy. And then, catches the 22. Just barely. Oh, and then Haas, my man, getting the old rubber ducky rear end there. Heavy contact in the rear end of the car. It's a good thing that the rear end doesn't matter here.
Yeah, the 36 there is just trying to roll that high side. Got a little bit either got a little bit loose off or just kind of came down a little bit, thinking that he was getting too close to the wall there. Unfortunate contact, nothing egregious, just one of those racing deals where people are getting close together, and then you got a little bit internet involved.
Yeah, things do happen. I mean, this is internet racing, folks. Just keep that in mind. These drivers are out there. They're little GPS dots on a track, thousands upon thousands of miles apart. We got a lucky dog going around. That's going to be Rich Crane. He is going to get that lap back and save himself some fuel. Kevin Savoy up from Canada. He's racing, drivers from El Paso, Texas, right there. Grijalva. So we're talking thousands upon thousands of miles away, getting themselves next to each other virtually in a car. Jeff Ramsdale, your race leader, as Bunnell comes to pit road. 24 of 146 for the driver, third caution.
If you're in this situation, what do you do? Do you come down, get some fuel? Do you come down, maybe even get some tires? Got 5 sets in the pits. Looking at maybe like four pit stops, but I think at this point you could probably just look at 3. So you know that you're going to put tires on 3 more times. You risk it, put on some fresh tires, and have all the pace that you want in the world, but potentially not have it at the end of the race.
If they could, and if it were me, I would come down and take fuel only. I want to make sure that if I can hold off the drivers behind me because it's so tough to pass at Darlington, then I would try to make that the race pace that I have. I mean, they've only ran 25 laps, and they've had 3 caution laps here, roughly about 5 laps. So about 10 laps of green flag run. I think my tires are still okay, but I'd like to have as many tires in the pit at the end of the race as possible. Come down after a good hard run, maybe 40, 43, 45 laps, and then put tires on it. But that 50% fuel you were talking about that 30 mark, pretty much what we're kind of guessing here. 30 to 30. Would you say 30 to 35 laps, maybe?
34, 35 laps.
So if we're looking at 34 to 35 laps, that's a good run to put tires on. If you can get 34 green flag laps in, then I put tires on. Right now, test the water, see what the car can do.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that, but from the contrary, you could put the fresh tires on, get a long green flag run here, and then you're able to run out. But you need to hope that there's not a late caution, or hopefully not 2 late cautions, because you'd only be 1 set down, I believe. So, yeah, we're in a situation, though, where if you wanted to pit for fuel, you're in a really good position here to get it on a 3-stop strategy. I believe everyone else as well that's just stayed out is going to be good to do it on a 3-stop strategy, but they're not able to go as long into the run. I do prefer that holding the tires and kind of staying out on older tires for longer, even at a place like this where it's such a disadvantage. Just on the off chance you can trap some people a lap down and get a lucky caution that goes your way.
97 and the 1 have yet to come to pit road. The drivers all the way to 8th from behind came in on 15. And then everybody else just came to pit road. Bunnell did take tires on this one, so he's opting for the tire strategy here. But got a long way to go. Green flag waves for the 3rd time. Well, technically the 4th time. 3rd time for caution, of course. 97, nice little run here as he gets into turn 1. Brock right behind as they continue to move. Brian Farrington in that 3rd spot. He's the driver with more fuel, so he's going to be a little bit heavier. Savoy did not take tires when he came to pit road as well, but he is on the move. He is trying to redeem his championship from last season, where he had a ton of moves. Right now, Joshua Brock full sent into the corner, takes over the lead here on the 97 on the front straightaway.
Yeah, Joshua Brock had an amazing run through 1 and 2. It was very, very impressive. Was actually able to carry so much momentum off of 2 that he was able to carry it alongside and even past the 97 before even entering the corner. Ooh, that 99 got super loose off of turn 2.
Brian Farrington, Kevin Savoy have been a battle. We talk about Jesse Bunnell quite a bit. Bunnell has a phenomenal race strategy always and a phenomenal race line. And we talk about kind of where he needs to put himself each and every race. Brian Farrington has been one of those drivers that when he wins, you know that he spent the time to do so. He is somebody that I would put up there in contention with Kevin Savoy as somebody that could walk away with a championship and just do it calmly.
Yeah, there's multiple ways to win a race. You got a lot of people that are good at a lot of different things, and usually it's the flashy one who comes out and wins all the races that makes it look easy. And you think, oh, you just got to be fast. But there's these people that are consistently in the top 5, kind of running those higher up places that are actually able to gain more points throughout a season than those guys that go out and win those 6, 7 race seasons. That can just do it on these strategies that are thinking with their head and not letting those bad finishes sneak up on them through a hole in the strategy that they didn't think of.
Bunnell, last time by, 29.88, so he runs his qualifying lap. Does he get any faster? No, same exact lap time last time by. As you see, he is trying to tack down Candario, the number 48. He's having a good race. He's off 2, but he's still inside the top 5. 17 and the 48 trying to push the corner here. 17 backs down the corner. It's going to let the 48 roll up the corner side by. Whoa, man, a little connection maybe. Oh, very close there. As the corner works it, 17 goes around the 48 this time by. 48's going to go back to work here as he taps the wall.
Yeah, 48 got very lucky there. Was able to get the car out of the wall while it had that little bit of a wall glue thing these ARCA cars do. And Jimmy Johnson's game looks nice here.
The ARCA stick. It's like a Post-it note, but worse.
Ooh, Andrew Phipps got super loose off a turn 2. He was able to collect it all together and is rolling straight. So we're all good. We're all green. Just he got a little bit of a bump there, and his tires are not going to be happy with him. I
just saw him so low there onto the back straightaway there that I was like, oh, what happened there? And there it is. I mean, trying to catch where these drivers try to push their boundaries. And I tell you what, Andrew Phipps is going to be one of those drivers that does so. Joshua Brock, last week's winner, trying to do it, folks. On the old starting screen, I'm going to put it back up for you here real quick. Forget the timer. Let's turn that music off for you. I'm going to move this stuff around. It's Appalachia Rises on there. Help support flood victims in Eastern Kentucky. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the folks out there that do so as I move things around here. Make sure that if you want to help out our fine folks over as the fourth caution comes out here, our fine folks in that area, contact your local Red Cross and say, hey, I want to help out the flood victims over there in Kentucky, and they will be able to put you in the right direction. So make sure you do that. Thoughts and prayers to the flood victims over there. Of course, we got a ton of that rain, but the problem with it is that when it comes to rain, ooh, Joshua Brock, get it out. Hold on. Don't blink on me. When it comes to rain, when we have a drought like we've had here recently, the rain that you collect doesn't actually soak into the ground. It finds its way to all the crevices that it possibly can. But a lucky break for a lot of these drivers. They can come to pit road and stay on the lead lap.
Yeah, there was an admin thrown caution. So there's a car that was stuck in the wall. It was the 15 of Mark Beverly that got stuck in the wall. That I believe was the reason behind that caution being thrown.
No, not Mark. Oh, he did get stuck. It already showed it. So.
Oh, we got a crash entering pit road.
Oh, we'll go back and take a look at that in a second. Here's the 15. Here's what happened to him. He got arced and then tried to pop it off, and then somebody helped him. And all of a sudden, yeah, boy. And then somebody.
Kevin Savoy.
Something happened to Kevin on pit road. Unfortunate. Hold on, let's do this camera right there. 99 down to pit road, down to pit road, down to pit road. Did he have to try to? He had to get down to brakes. Braking. Oh no! And the 48 and the 97. Oh, what happened there? Oh my goodness. We have to look. We have to look, folks. Turning into the corner, into the corner, into the corner, into the corner. Brake. Oh! That was a made you look moment.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's unfortunate. Yeah, this is being unsighted and getting caught out, looking down
I mean,
at your
he's
gauges there.
he's right here trying to catch. Well, he's probably trying to catch his speed. Make sure because usually people run their speed in the bottom left hand corner, uh, or somewhere around that. And then right there, the 20 kind of goes to the right a little bit, and Kevin goes, "Oh no!" You can see when he tried to turn. Oh man! And then all the drivers behind him. That's I've Kevin, I love you. I don't know what to think about that. I really don't. It is internet racing. Dang it.
Yeah, that's
Oh, man.
extremely unfortunate there. Yeah, talking about fuel, and to strategy. I had if it went green from the start, we do 37 laps, and then you could pit, and then you could do an easy three stop if you just got the fuel to stretch to 37 laps. So yeah, we're in that window now. We're gonna add a couple laps onto that, and then we're gonna get going racing here. So if this goes green to the end, this might be a two-stop race here.
For Joshua Brock, that would be very fortunate for him because he just came to pit road on lap 35. So that's going to be very, very nice to see. But now, and then Coulter Jr. into second. So from Coulter having that early issue up to second now, he's been able to be competitive and keep himself in the mix here. Darlington, one of those racetracks that I could see Coulter getting out there and run. And speaking of Coulter, caution sponsor right here, brought to you by NCI Graphics on Trading Paints. Well, oh well, oh well. So Benell back out front. Bull sitter trying to make short work of this racetrack. 4 cautions so far. Even though that was an admin throwing caution, you know that Mark is like, look, I got stuck in the wall there. There was nothing going on. Everybody kind of rolled. And pit road just became very congested. They're going at it. Pace truck's in. How about a full send, right?
Yeah, Jesse Benell gets going. We got a fairly good start here for Joey Coulter here in the 3 car. Gonna head off into turn 1. Gonna wash up high here for the exit of turn 2. We're gonna cut down and get off. The 17 car is gonna gap the 3. Get a good gap there coming onto the backstretch. Give it a nice and tidy throughout the pack, single file, no accidents.
How about that 66? He is slowly working his way up 18 spots from the start of the race, and he is always a threat to be the dangerous blue light special here. But right now, right behind him, Anthony Crownover, the 28. I talk high regard to Anthony Crownover. He's been a part of pretty much every series that, well, not every series. He's been a part of the series, every ARCA series that I've ever broadcasted. And so when he came on board here for the Winston Throwback series, I was so happy about it. 28 to the inside of the 66. And Justin Malarkey, nobody to sneeze at either. He's super fast, trying to make sure he stays clear onto the front straightaway. 28 moving through the field.
Yeah, I raced with Malarkey in another league, and I always have to equate him to like a Kevin Harvick, where you call him a closer, because you don't really pay attention to him throughout the race, either just through him just kind of poking around, doing his own thing, and then all of a sudden you end up at the end of the race, and you're like, wait, how the hell is he up here? Wait, why is he faster than me?
You ain't lying. You ain't lying at all. And congrats to Harvick this past week. Speaking of the closer, the man himself, now getting himself a race to try to lock himself into the playoffs. But a big reminder that if over the next 3 weeks NASCAR gets a winner each week, Harvick is still in jeopardy of being out of the playoffs based on points. So that is a big deal.
Yeah, and then you have 2 races this weekend with NASCAR. You got the Cup Series at Richmond. You got just announced Gibbs is going to race at 45 again. Unfortunately, Kurt Busch is out, and we got the truck race. Trucks coming back for another short track at Richmond, and they're after the IRP fiasco. You got people mad at John Hunter Nemechek. You got people mad at Carson Hocevar, and then we're going to go straight to another short track, and I'm going to be right up there, right up against that fence, and I'm going to be watching it about 15 minutes from my house. I'm going to have myself a ball.
I was going to ask you if you were going to go to the races this weekend because of because that's your home track, and I know that Richmond is very much famed for that front stretch being, or that turn 3 and turn 4, getting that bump and run into the corner. That's that racetrack right there. Such an iconic racetrack on the form and the faction of where that D-shaped oval presents itself. Richmond's such a great racetrack, and I'm looking forward to seeing it because that means we race the trucks on Friday. Well, I tell you what, that means IBRL is going to be back on Monday with Richmond, and they are looking to begin their playoffs as well. Cody Kinsey leading over there in the playoff standings, but you know, I mean, we're NASCAR playoff bound. We're getting real close to the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, and hopefully the truck league doesn't matter what days they run because they're running the Saturday night race because we got
Oh,
the
that's
trucks.
right.
Yeah, the truck's Saturday night because we got no other racing this weekend. No IndyCar, no F1, no IMSA, no nothing. Just 2 short track races.
That's right. That's right. Xfinity's out. That's I forget. That's they move things around, which is good because Saturday would be a good primetime show. Bunnell out front, 46 of 146, 100 laps to go. As right now he's got Joe Grijalva in his sights. Grijalva in the 24, rolling the corner, very nice and speedy behind his last lap. Right there in tune with Bunnell, but needs to do just a little bit more to be able to carry the speed. What can Jesse Bunnell do to be able to hold off some of the drivers that are starting to catch fire back here, especially the 31? And I talk about Brian Farrington. He's back in the mix as well.
Well, one of the things here that's so important is tire management. And if you're the 24 car and you know that you're faster, you can just kind of catch them, just inch them. Just kind of keep those tires underneath you and then just be ready to pass them when you get to them. You're going to have the fresher tires, and hopefully you're able to kind of maintain that pace as you get by him, and you can kind of maintain until you get someone that starts to threaten you, maintain that gap, and kind of fight it out till you get about 10 laps to go in the run, and then just absolutely murder them at the end.
I'm a driver that says 1 and 2 is not the place to pass here. 3 and 4 is the place that if I'm going to pass in a corner, I'm going to try to send it into the corner. I'm going to do it at 3 and 4 here, or I'm going to try to get the speed on the straightaway to try to apply some pressure. Last 5 lap times for your leader and second place. Only lap better is 46 for your race leader. Grijalva starting to catch fire now. On average, a 10th better. But the last time by, they were in the exact same lap, so that changes up just a little bit. Flat kind of speed here, 49 of 146. Man, oh man, I tell you what, you've got 30.397 from 44, and then almost a 2.5 tenths a second difference to lap 48. That's a pretty big number to fall off over 5 laps. And Grijalva still looking to try to push more spots. Malarkey to pit road. Bill Hale's in on pit road as well. They're going to go a lap, maybe 2 down here. That's interesting to see.
Yeah, Grijalva in turns 1 and 2 actually got super high there and actually just slightly kissed the wall with the right rear. I think it kind of scared him, or not scared him, but kind of made him readjust a little bit and kind of back up as we see him lose a little bit of time here over this lap here.
Important to back up the corner, make sure you're out of the throttle, and you kind of know when that car is going away because that happens. You get tight into the corner. Here's 1 and 2. Maybe a little bit goosed into the corner. Maybe he's going to take a little bit easier here because I'm seeing him be just a little bit more anxious with the wheel there, trying to keep that nose pointed to the corner. Bunnell out front. Let's talk about Will Kern here. At 31 has some drivers under fire behind him. Will Kern just needs to be consistent. This driver's behind. The more they fight, the more they kind of run. Joshua Brock came to pit road on 35 and has new tires. He's got to be patient here as well. He's on that pit strategy that you were talking about, making sure that he can possibly make it on 2 more and take it all the way to the end. Where do those drivers kind of force the issue? Because the 12's to the inside of the 28 right now.
Well, I think when you get a lot of these high tire wear tracks, it's just a lot of waiting. Just doing what you need to do, race the track, and then hopefully the person in front of you is slowed down enough to where you don't really have to push the issue to kind of get by him. Because once you start trying to pass somebody, you're gonna have to take up tire wear. So if you're able to just kind of do your own thing and kind of hope that those people fall back on you, as you see the 31 just got up into the wall right ahead of Phipps here.
Tell you what, Phipps trying to rebound from earlier issues. 28 of Anthony Crownover, a little free right there. Anthony, don't count him out just yet. Back to the chat. Thank you very much. Bomb Dude says, doing great. Absolutely. Donnie says, good luck. Stuck at work. Much love. Roscoe, much love to you too, brother. Broadcast looks good. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Nathan Dillard, you got to know when to hold him, know when to fold him, and when to walk away. Darlington living up to its too tough to tame motto. Always job. Thank you very much. Joshua Brock is Mike Robinson's pick. I think a lot of drivers out there saying no, sir, even though he is inside the top 5 right now. He's a driver that's going to have a fuel strategy here, but he's got to have the pace, and 4.6 seconds still separate. Nathan Dillard, easily the hardest pit road entrance on the game. That and Martinsville. And Daytona Road exit. That'd be my top 3 picks as far as that. Martinsville's so tough to get into, so tough, especially if you run green. Having to be so heavy on the brakes and then get into pit road at 30 miles an hour, and then be able to leave pit road and join traffic in that short time, and that's just an insane. You have faith. You were screaming last week. I have faith in your pick. I don't have a pick. I can't have favorites. As of yesterday, I can't have favorites.
Yeah, thinking of pit road entrances and exits, I actually don't think the entry here to Darlington is that bad, because I find that if you just kind of cut in just right at the end of the backstretch and just kind of follow the inside wall rather than doing the banking like you see them do in the Cup Series, I think that's a better, safer route, and it can be quicker if you just attack it properly.
It's like some of the drivers that forget, like Homestead has a service road that you have to take getting into pit road. So quite often you'll see drivers come down, hop the grass to try to get to pit road and hit the commitment line. That's something that's always interesting to see. Let's see, tires leveling off for Joshua Brock. He is starting to lose a little bit of pace here as Trent Murphy comes to pit road. Coulter's going to come to pit road, so Bunnell's going to hold on for a little bit. 41's going to be in front of him. Rich Crane. Sam King used to run the 41 and run that paint scheme. That's the only reason why I said Sam King. So sorry, folks. 17 out front, 2.5. Folks, I have to go get my drink. If we're talking pit road, it's either North Wilkesboro or Vegas. North Wilkesboro's okay because of the way that you can get into there. North Wilkesboro, I as far as NASCAR circuits go, it's okay. But you're not carrying the same speeds that you're carrying. But it is pretty tough. Iowa, not Vegas. Yeah, definitely not Vegas. Vegas is pretty easy to get into.
I think Iowa's a good one. Yeah, Iowa, I agree with Wilkesboro, but Wilkesboro isn't bad if you don't have traffic.
Right.
Wilkesboro is terrible if you have traffic.
Iowa for sure. Iowa's, the 1.3 mile, 1.21 mile length track there. That's a tough one. Farrington to third. I'm gonna run and get my drink. I'm gonna let our good friend Kyle here talk to you about the new series out there. Dark Rise, give us 100 biddies out there. Thank you so much about the series on Sunday nights, the No Toad Racing League, and all the stuff they've got coming up this week.
Yeah, we see we got the actually just going to talk about what's going on here on track for a second. We got Jesse Bunnell coming down pit road. We're going to watch and see what he does here. But while he does that, we can talk about NTRL, which is a racing league called No Toad Racing League. They run every Sunday. That's where they run their Xfinity Series, which is broadcasted by Mr. Jason Signature Esports here. I almost said Signature Insurance. It's funny. Yeah, and then we run Xfinity Sunday. That's broadcasted. You have to run in the ARCA or 87 series to be approved to run in the Sunday Xfinity Series. To do that, you can run on the Monday ARCA series, like I've mentioned before. You have the ARCA that runs on Monday, and then you have 87s, which run on Tuesday. Uh, ARCA has some championship eligibility things to where if you finish in the top three in the Xfinity series, you're not allowed to score points in the ARCA series. And if you win the ARCA championship, you are not allowed to score points in ARCA. So once we go through this next season here, we're just 2 weeks away from finishing the 87s, and we're 2 weeks from finishing the ARCA, and we're also 2 weeks away from finishing Xfinity. But if you're interested in doing that, it's a fairly open league. There's no license requirements. So if you want to join and come race with us, you can go do that. Uh, it's a very fun uh, kind of core group of people that like racing with each other. The original founding members, they've been racing since NR 2002, and they've been kind of running through NR 2002 and NR 2003 up until fairly recently. I think 2018, I think they switched over to iRacing, and they've been slowly building up their track list, trying to be as financially safe as they can be with some of their competitors, just by adding tracks on, because iRacing is expensive and all. So if you're interested in that, come give it a run. Come have some fun. Good group of guys. Likes to race clean. Also likes to race hard. Good admins. Fun series. 10 out of 10.
I like to know Toad Racing League. They've been, I was talking about them prior to this season, kind of working its way into my lap, so to speak. And we've been trying hard to be able to find the time to be where their schedule worked out that I could bring them on for Sunday nights. And it's been such a great series, and it's good to see just how much they've been able to grow and buying their time. And yes, folks, if I tell people that iRacing is a ton of fun, and it is. As we're watching Farrington lead here, Joshua Brockfall, he was about 2.3 seconds off of Farrington, but as time has progressed here, the 20 trying to get around the 42 here. That's Sammy Harrell. Sammy just came off of pit road not too long. Actually, I take that back. He's going natural lap down. He came out 35. iRacing is an investment, from wheel setups to the different things that you can help yourself as far as driving aids at home to be able to make yourself fast and furious, so to speak. You can definitely spend a ton of money getting involved. I know that I'm thousands of dollars into the simulator because I enjoy it. Not just that, but because I broadcast, I gotta have every track. I've got to be able to make sure that I take care of it. I know that I own every NASCAR track that is out there. I own I think I'm at 92% because they've released some things here recently that I don't have. But 92%. I get the max discount that you can get right now. That's awful. Not really. It's pretty darn good. I love the simulator. iRacing, one of the best simulators out there, folks. Joshua Brock comes to pit road. Jeff Ramsdale goes to second. Van Squeek to third. And we talk about fuel strategies. See Van Squeek right there? It's one of those guys I always keep my eye on when it comes to fuel.
Yeah, the 23 car there, Van Squeek, he is the closest number we have to 21, which is David Pearson's number. I'm surprised we don't have a Wood Brothers car here. That's going to be my one complaint about this league, so we don't have a Wood Brothers car. I want to run a Wood Brothers car. I'll quit and I'll go do this. No, 21 car, David Pearson. He is the all-time wins leader here with a whopping 10 victories at Darlington.
What? Oh, I love it. 66 trying to go around the 23 here. He's going to be in 17th right now. Still up 6 spots. Brian Farrington still out there holding strong, 70. So he is on that 35 lap mark now. He's getting close. Rockingham, Wayne says, is another pit road entry that is ridiculous. Nashville, both tracks. Nashville Super Speedway is okay. Nashville has indicators, and it's a flat track, so you can see where you're going. What happened right there with the 99 and being behind the 20, that is something I think we've all done. at some point or another. Either in practice, I don't know if I've ever done it in a race, but yeah, in practice I've seen it. You see the 20 lock up that entrance right there. Goes from high to the inside lane, so he's going to come around and go to pit road. Van Scoy's going to come in as well. Christopher Spencer looks like he is coming in. Bunnell will come around and take back over that lead. He was starting to catch Brian Farrington there for a little bit. So this is going to be interesting because now Farrington, who is on pit road, this is almost a race for how much time is he going to need to be able to make that up. So right now Bunnell comes around. He will now take over the lead. Brian just hit his pit road. He's going to be in there for about 7 seconds so far. And he's going to have a lot of work to do to get himself around. Bunnell came in on lap 60 and caught about 14 seconds to Brian Farrington. So what is, if we're going to talk about strategies here, because Brian Farrington in on fourth, coming out fourth here, Coulter Jr. coming around here is going to be up to speed. What does Bunnell need to do now to ensure that he keeps it?
Well, I think the important thing to do here is just, like I've always said, you got to race the racetrack. You got to know what your limits are. And then, because if you're pushing, you're taking the tire wear out. You got to just do what you need to do. If you're fast and you can keep the tires under it, just do that. Don't worry about what the person in front of you is doing. Don't worry about this, that, and the other. If you are good at keeping your tires underneath of you, you just need to continue to do that throughout the run there. We saw the 17 of Jesse Bunnell running out front earlier, just gapping the 24 after a couple laps, because it looks like the 24 of Grijalva just seems like he just abused his tires after he had a lot of pace coming early. It's just one of those things where you just have to hit your marks, do what you know how to do, and just run those laps.
Driver hitting his marks right now in second, Andrew Phipps, 5.9, and losing some ground to Bunnell. Bunnell needs this one after a couple of weeks of interesting racing. On the roadside, Spa has a dumb pit lane for F1 and endurance. You ain't wrong.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, if we're gonna count like road courses, and that we can probably come up with a couple there.
Oh yeah, quite a few. My favorite pit road entrance is Watkins Glen, because it's just you hook turn 11 and you just get into it. Or if you're running the boot, you hook turn 15 and you get right into it. It's really easy. Daytona Road, Charlotte Road, those are pretty easy too. You can get yourself into pit lane pretty easily there. But Daytona Road exit is one of those ones that I just can't stand. That wall and the wide cars now. Even the LMPs, getting the LMPs through that section, you can damage them pretty profusely, even with the tighter turning radius. Crownover going to pit road. He's going to be first to the takers on the 77 lap cycle right now. Bunnell 17 laps in. Brian Farrington 20 seconds back from he's going to round the 66 here. Who's going to be in 17th again, a lap down. Malarkey came to pit road, got a lot of damage taken care of on 49, so he finds himself a few laps down. He's going to have to try to work on getting some stuff taken care of. Haas Beverly in the 22 has that right side damage still. Crownover in the 28. Looks like he is leaving pit road from 15th. Rich Crane still looking at a good race line. Van Scoy, one of the first drivers a lap down here. Chris Spencer still trying to hook up with him. He's going to be right behind him. Top 10 night so far for the 23 as he tries to work around this field. Nelly. Okay.
Yeah, Vance.
That was close. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, Van Squick's in a position here. Yeah, you see him entering turn 1 there. You notice the guy on the outside kind of gives it up. That's one of the things where you have to read the situation and you have to know, hey, is this person going to get by me? Is this them looking on the inside serious? Because if someone kind of looks on the inside of you entering turn 1, you can just kind of hold the outside. It's a little bit difficult, but you can do it and just run that high side and just kind of force them out of it. Because if you run that high line throughout turns 1 and 2, you can just force the person on the inside of you to kind of give up. But once you get under the inside of somebody and you get alongside you specifically entering turn 1, you either need to give that up or be prepared to go into the first corner and have that person on the inside of you just absolutely murder you because you just did something stupid.
Especially here at one of the famed tracks for single file racing for the most part until you get that. Like Andrew Phipps right now, he's about to be caught. Um, uh, well, I say about to be caught. Grijalva had about 11 seconds to Andrew Phipps, and now he's closing it down to 6 seconds. So Andrew trying to find more pace here as Haas Beverly goes around him, or he goes around Haas Beverly. Haas goes to the bottom side here. One of these, this is one of those tracks when they run green as Vance Coit goes around the 17. 97 is going to be there as well. 17 has to stay low to let the lap traffic do their thing. This is going to cause Phipps to be able to catch a little time here, a little bit of a break. But Bunnell gets himself some room. Chris Spencer is going to go to the inside here on corner entry to try to hold his lucky dog spot away, and that works. Will Kern behind, maybe trying to catch back up to Bunnell as well. He's going to be out of it looks like turn 4. Or
Yeah,
turn
you're
2.
you're talking about Bunnell and Andrew Phipps. Right as you switched away from him, he hit the wall. So he just got caught up in the wall in 1 and 2 last time by, and just kind of got that arc of wall glue where he got that right rear fender hooked and just dragged himself in the wall, cost himself a bunch of time. I don't think damage is too bad in these to where you're going to be worried about that. But well, actually, no. The damage here in one of the races I did, we had a problem with meatballs, so that could be a potential issue. If you get any of these light contacts, you might get a meatball flag and need to come down pit road.
I tell you what, somebody who's not really that worried about damage, that 3 car, Coulter Jr. right back where he started here. Give it a good situation to taking a bad situation. He's turned it nice and lovely. He does have the Darlington crushed in stripe on the right side. Little clever paint scheme on the left hand side.
The Darlington donut.
The Darlington donut. There it is. You better run that at Bristol. I'm just saying. That's where we'll actually see that happen. Oh man. He's going to be there. He's tracking down Mark Beverly in the 15. Beverly just a little bit, his last lap, 33.32. I wonder if he got into the wall a little bit because Coulter is trying to close that down. We're talking about from the fastest lap to basically about, if we're talking about 25 laps into a cycle, which is what Bunnell is running, we've got about, I don't know, 2.5 seconds on the fall off so far. And you can see that run to about 3 seconds before they come to pit road. Woo, nearly 85 of 146. Folks, it's time for a hydrate break. If you haven't done so, make sure you grab your drinks like I had to go and do. And we're going to let the race kind of run itself for a few moments until pit road does its thing. As get some heavy action going. Oh, man, 97.63. All working within each other here. That is, that's interesting to see right now. It's a spicy meatball. All right, we're back at it, folks. Giving ourselves a little bit of interestingness going on here as Bunnell leads. We watch Grijalva and the 8 Parker Weekly back here. He got to the wall pretty heavy right there. He looks to be all right, but you never know. You're talking about meatballs. That right side of these cars, and pretty much for everything that we've seen across iRacing, the right side is the side you have to protect from radiator damage, from that nonsensical engine damage that you get from your passenger door hitting the wall, or your right rear hitting the wall. Always something to be considered of here. It's a great simulator. Is it perfect? No, but it's a good simulator.
One of the good things is, man, right as we switch off of Parker Weekly, he gets into the wall and the 28 almost runs him over. That was crazy. Yeah, one of the good things about iRacing is this new damage model seems to kind of move away a little bit from that. It's not as bad with the engine damage with this car and the next gen. There's not a crazy amount of horsepower loss, so it's just more just damage and handling. But unfortunately, the Xfinity car, I have not run that in forever, and I managed to run it Sunday, and I tagged the wall a little bit, and I was losing two tenths or about 3/10 total down both straightaways at Legacy, Michigan, and I had fresh tires and I was beating everyone through the corners and then just absolutely losing everything down the straightaway.
Aero push and aero friendliness is a big factor. Speaking of drivers being friendly now, 61 is whenever Grijalva came in. He's going to come to pit road now. He led a lap there, so Brian Farrington's going to take back over the lead here. He came out on 71. So we're talking about drivers running roughly about 35 laps, 34 to 35 laps. Bunnell came to pit road and Andrew Phipps came to pit road. Phipps came to pit road the lap prior to Bunnell. But Bunnell came in on 93. So prior to that, he came in on 60. So we're talking 33 laps of fuel. So they're kind of playing it safe.
Yeah, it looks like 36 laps of fuel is about just the natural progression of just kind of the tires wearing out and then you being able to use less and less fuel just by the nature of how you're driving. So potentially here, that's going to be an easy two-stop here if that's kind of how it goes, because if you add about 36 laps on to 93 here for Bunnell, you're going to end up at 117, and then you do another pit stop there, and that should take you just about to where the end of the race is.
Ryan Farrington's going to have to think he's thinking about coming to pit road right now.
That was an entry.
That was an entry. He made it work.
Caution.
Caution comes out. Holy cow.
The 42 is sideways on the front straightaway.
Sammy Harrell. All right, let's do that. The graphics coming up. There it is. We're going to take it to the far chase view. Sammy's right there. 17 to the inside for his tire. Says, hey, I'm going to go ahead and go. Boom. 20 was coming to pit road, so Bunnell got back on the lead lap. Oh, Coulter. Into the 42 there. 42 goes around. That was a huge difference in speed there from the 3. Michael Coulter Jr. coming around the corner here. Here's what happened. He is just flat getting it. Thought he was going to be able to be clear. The 42 was not going to move up the racetrack, so the 3 is going to be right there. So Sammy comes back around. That's unfortunate. A lot of drivers are going to be looking for a free pass here. One driver that is not looking for a free pass is going to be Brian Farrington, who was coming to pit road when that caution came out, but drove straight through to put himself back out front. So he still needs to come to pit road. Joshua Brock in on pit road, so he's going to have a difference on tires and speed there. Chris Spencer, Charles Van Squick, all on the lead lap. Grijalva was your lucky dog. And then so Coulter is going to be back here in 8th. Mark Beverly's going to be in 9th. So drivers are going to be looking at kind of multiple situations. So Coulter Jr. here will get a free pass, I do believe, because Farrington, actually I take that back, he may not get a free pass here. So Farrington's going to come to pit road. There's Bunnell. Andrew Phipps is out there. Brock, Spencer, Grijalva, Lucky Dog, Van Squik back to pit road. Coulter Jr. It's going to be a lap down still.
Yeah, Brian Farrington, he's not going to be, he was still scored the leader, so yeah, he was, when he come down into the pit road, he pulled through. I don't believe iRacing would give you a penalty for pitting and coming out, but potentially he was worried about going a lap down under caution, so maybe that's why he decided to just roll through instead of taking tires there, because that potentially was a situation on the card. So yeah, he scored the leader there when the caution came out, and came back out the leader, but he's going to pit and he's going to lose all his track position.
He's only going to lose four. I was going to say he's only going to lose 4 spots. I mean, potentially, because Grijalva has to start at the tail end of the field. Brian Farrington will go to pit road. He'll get. He's going to take tires to do his job. Grijalva was able to get himself to pit road. He is blinking for me. Is he out of? He is not out of the race. Oh no. Somebody on Facebook tell me what happened. Valerie, are you out there watching? Please tell me that he didn't do it. Thank you for all the likes out there on YouTube. Make sure you do that. Get up there, give us 10 likes. Get us to 10 likes out there. I appreciate everybody doing that. Let's see. Got to risk it for the biscuit. How come my Twitch chat's not coming across the restream right now? So sorry, Dark Horizon. I'm just now seeing everything. Let's go. Spiciness. Gotta risk it for the biscuit. Also be at the truck race. Sweet. You'll be at the restart zone. Come. There you go. You're gonna have Rich. Rich is gonna be at the truck race, and he's gonna be at the other. At Richmond this weekend. He is from Virginia.
Hell yeah, man.
Full send. You have to meet up with Kyle. Say hello. The spiciness. Hashtag spicy.
I'll be there in a blue Goodyear hat. Probably a can of Victory Sour Monkey. Eating some McDonald's.
There it is. Sorry iRacing. I forgot to tag your game. My bad. All right. Bunnell goes for it. Green flag waves again.
Yeah, a little bit sketchy there. It was blinking out a little bit, so hopefully it doesn't cause a scoring error. I've seen that happen a couple times.
I think he's okay. It's still scoring him the race leader through the back end, so hopefully it's all good to go. Woohoo! Joshua Brock 3 wide down here. Caution comes back out. Oy vey! Van Squik involved. Not Van Squik. It's weird. Restart may have 8 turns the 23 to the wall.
Yeah, there is some confusion about the restart there. There's some people yeah, it just seems like there's some confusion there on the restart, and people are just trying to get lined back up, and yeah, just unfortunate situation there.
Yeah, the 23 trying to get in his spot there, and then the green flag waves, and then they were just trying to wait for some things, and then 8 bumps to 23. That didn't look very good.
Yeah, Parker has been given an EOL for that.
So he won't get the lucky dog. I do believe Coulter Jr. should be your lucky dog here, so he should be able to go back around. I know that Coulter was a recipient last time by of that because of the cause caution. So Bunnell, Andrew Phipps, Joshua Brock, Chris Spencer, Brian Farrington, Van Squik into pit road, getting his car fixed. He quite possibly, hopefully, will be able to get more than just a little bit taken care of here. So he's going to get that damage looked at. He looks okay. The nose is probably the big issue here. But it looks all right. Doesn't look too bad. Pretty good looking nose.
It looks like Grijalva has reconnected.
Welcome back, Joe. There he is. Poor guy. I'm telling you, I'm gonna dig him a. Oh, he had to jump back to pits.
Oh no, he disconnected.
Joe, I am seriously gonna come dig you a line. I am gonna do it. It's gonna happen. Packet loss. Who, Grijalva? No, he's from El Paso.
Oh, okay.
He is he's got the whole Grijalva family out there.
Okay, yeah, we got a guy who drives the 24 in No Toad who has internet problems, who also drives the Jeff Gordon stuff, or William Byron.
Yeah.
Actually.
Well, in this one, it's Gordon. We have to say Gordon here. This is throwback.
Yeah.
This is throwback, so we might as well. But hey, you know what? During this era, I don't even know if Willie B was born. When was Willie B born?
Well, I'm younger than him, and I'm 22, and I was born in 2000. So.
Hey, you know what? 2003. We're good. So.
Old Bill Byron is
he's 24.
Right, 24-year-old.
Yeah, he was born in 1997. So, man, oh man, y'all are making me feel
doing
old.
The ultimate driver psychology strategy of dating a competitor's sister.
Love it. I love it. Could you imagine though? All right, here's the true tale here. A lot of drivers came in at 93, 105 laps. They've had a couple back-to-back cautions here. Got 41 laps to go. They need another caution. Or they need to stop and go.
Or
some drivers like Van Squik.
Like no.
Oh, yeah.
Entire run.
Lift and clutch into the corners, turn the engine off, drift around the corner, get back into the throttle. Don't
That's
downshift.
An ignition and kill your right front tire kind of strategy.
Oof. Or
hey,
go like
you
hell.
got a shot, go for it.
Right. Mark Beverly would be your lucky dog if we got a. And that just, cautions coming out after green flag cycles and stuff like that. Don't allow strategies to really work. But I don't know. Curious to see. Curious to see what's going to happen. Van Squik, the better driver here with some fuel, got a lot of that damage repaired. There wasn't much going on with that car. Again, this series utilizes single file restarts, folks, and because of the single file restarts, it can sometimes do just what happened there, trying to get everybody in line, especially at a track like Darlington. So it's crazy, man. It is crazy, 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 crazy to see. Thank you so much to everybody out there. Thank you very much. You want to sponsor Joe's Internet? I want to sponsor Joe's. You ain't lying. You just let me know. I wanna go dig that line for him.
Oh, we got a huge crash in the back.
Oh, I see it. It's happening. Ramsdale involved. Grijalva looks like he was involved. Crown over. Oh, man. Caution, 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 caution. And again, brought to you by MCI Graphics on Trade Paints. You wreck it, he paints it. Oh, Mark was your lucky dog. Oh, dang it. All right, far chase. 2018 inside of the 15. These two are very fast. Very cordial people. Mark, very competitive. 18. Oh, he just gets tight on the bottom. Oh, man. Oh, he zigged. He should have zagged. This is
Yeah,
perfect. This is exactly what you were talking about. Getting your tires too low on the bottom of the entrance. Right about there is when he goes. This is when he knew he messed up.
well, I think there's two sides of the coin here. I think if you're the 15 car, you got to think after the accident. Should I have let him by? Should I have just kind of get conceded the position and given it to him? Mark potentially thinking about that, or hey, like he gave him a car width at the bottom, and the 28 washed up. So that's the other side of the coin there. The 28 just kind of came up and kind of turned himself. But yeah,
It's rough. Watch this at quarter speed, folks. The 28 is going to send it into the corner, and he's carrying the speed to do so. And there's nothing wrong with this. 28 just gets both. Here's the situation. Excuse me, pardon me. Oh, that hurts. If he gets the left front tires down there, right there, and he's a little bit more straight in the corner, he can make this. He just gets more of the left front down into the corner, more so, and then all of a sudden, nowhere for the 15 to go, and crown over as well. That is all she wrote for that. Man, let's watch it at speed. One more time. Third one. Yeah, bam. Oh. Oof.
yeah. And this league has no fast repairs, so it's one of those things. You spend 107 laps trying to get your race together to get to 146 and get one of these decisions that you make where you're like, I'm going to stay on the high side or I'm going to send it on the inside, and both of those decisions end up with a huge wreck there. And yeah, both cars more than likely, or at least one of them more than likely, out of the race.
Your lucky dog, Jeff Ramsdale. So we're going to have 8 drivers on the lead lap. Will Kearns looking for a free pass here, too, as soon as he can. Bunnell really liking this right now. He's like, look, I'm good. You just keep wrecking. Mr. Calloway, thank you for the like. Duck Press Media Solutions out there. How you doing, man? See ya. Good to see you. How's your mom and them? Thank you to those who reached out to me this week as well. No, I was not feeling very well. Still not feeling as up to par. I am going to continue to broadcast, though. I'm going to continue to do this. I still have some swelling from the neck up to my the top of my forehead, and that has to do with I think a past injury that is coming back to play a factor in my life right now. So that would happen a long time ago. But definitely kind of need that to be a factor. All right, so if this thing runs green, 35 laps to go in the race here. First, second, and third still need to come to pit road. Ryan Farrington looking better and better. If they don't get another caution, they run green. It's going to be really close. Joshua Brock came to pit road on 109. Coulter Jr. came in on 109. It does look like Spencer, Ramsdale, Van Squake, all these drivers getting some stuff taken care of. Van Squake, one of those drivers as well. He's going to be 7th.
Well, I think with the minimal amounts of running that we've got, this also, they might also be able to make it if they think they've been able to save enough fuel there under the caution to keep going, keep it in 4th gear, clutch it in, turn it off, coast, and they should be okay. They should be at least close to where it's not going to be too much of a problem. But yeah, it's just a question of if someone in the back is going to risk it and put tires on.
Gonna risk it for the biscuit. That's for sure. I like it. All right. Hashtag spicy. We're going green flag racing.
Yeah, Jesse Bennell gets a really good run here into turn 1. He's going to keep it nice and tidy. He's just got a very, very nice, slow kind of movement up to the top. But Andrew Phipps is still kind of getting a little bit lower than him, kind of leaving the corner. We talked about that early in the race, and it seems like Andrew is still running that line.
Mr. Crown over out there in the chat heard him lift. Didn't know he was going to stay. There was more than just that. There was you had it there. It was just he was just too close. Like if he was down another 3 mile an hour, I think you clear him. 4 mile an hour, I think you clear him. Just hard. It's tough. It was tough, man. It's a tough impact for you. Hopefully you've been released from the the virtual infield care center. Let me speak that 10 times fast. And you're doing all right out there, man. Still a hell of a race for you today. I appreciate you. Absolutely insane. But now out front, Phipps still trying to hold on to second here. These two, I'm telling you, 17, 12, 9, the 20. The 99 of Kevin Savoy needs himself a huge, Rich Crane having an issue here, it looks like. He's going to make it to pit road. The 99 of Kevin, he's trying to repeat here, and it's just not working. I don't know. James, thank you for liking the shares out there, my friend. Hopefully you're doing all right. Appreciate you very much. Full send. Thank you for all the shares. Thank you, Jesse. Oh, we've been having a doozy. It's Darlington, and I say a doozy in a good way, not in a bad way, folks. Good way. All good things. All good things must come to a close. And right now, 116 of 146, 30 laps to go. All eyes on who needs to come to pit road.
Jesse Bonella just ran his fastest lap of the race last time by, or lap before that.
And the fastest lap of the race, 29.86. Coulter Jr. picking up a spot. I tell you what, he didn't give up. There he is. Oh, Millie.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, I don't think that right front damage is all paint. That's cosmetic.
I think that right front. Hold on, we have a camera for this. There's that one. Oh yeah. Hold on. That's all right. He's probably gotten some of it smoothed out. There it is. No, that's a definite. That's a definite telephone pole. That's like letting the wife drive the Mercedes, so to speak. You always worry that your bumper's going to come back looking like that.
Well, maybe he's good enough with the paint. He knows how to just take a puppet warp to the wire frame and make it bend like that.
You know what? He is really good with the paint. Clearly, look at his car. You reckon he paints it? Oh, 31, Kern.
31 car. Yeah, he's hit the wall about 3 or 4 times this last run, just kind of getting loose and having problems.
He is off the racing surface, so no caution, but his tire he is not going to be able to turn. So hopefully he'll be able to get himself to pit road. He is very good. Into the front straightaway, gets himself down there. Maybe be able to just get some tires if he has any there. Get that taken care of, get it fixed, and be on board with trying to finish this race. From Star Wars Episode 1 when they're fighting Darth Maul. Hold on. Being race control and the final laps of this race are going to have you putting John Williams dual. You ain't lying, brother. I like it. I love the reference. Dark Rise, give it a go, Jesse. I tell you what, he's been able to extend that lead over the 12 and the 20. Now, the 20 has 5-lap pressure tires, of course, with the cautions in there. But the pace is what we're going to be having to look at. Coulter Jr. in 4th now. Joshua Brock in 5th. Farrington's if I had to pick one right now based on just fuel and the possibility of this run at green, Brian Farrington looks pretty good for me.
Yeah, I like Jesse Bonella just because of his pace. He just seems to be able to go fast and also keep the tires on it throughout the run. Of course, Andrew Phipps is someone you're going to want to write off. But yeah, you bring up a good point with the 20 car. The 20 car does look like with his tire strategy and with his fuel, he might be safe enough to where he's able to feel comfortable kind of hanging it out here these last laps.
Maybe catching just a little bit and trying to put himself and see where the speed is. But right now, 25 laps to go here in the Winston Throwback Series. Darlington has been eventful and always a good time. to see everybody out there having a fun time. Make sure that you get the chats going and keep them going. I want to see you all have some fun. Again, if you're out there watching on YouTube, make sure you reach up, hit that like button for me. I got 8 likes on there. I want to see 2 more. Give me 2 more. I want to go to 10. And we're going to from 10 to 10, 10 up to 10 to 1. How about a 10 to 10, 10? We're going to do it again. That's exactly right. Full send.
And speaking of 10, we'll go 1 up to 11, and that's exactly how many cars we have out of this race currently. We've got some a couple laps down, but that have come out of the pits and they're able to run. But we've got 11 cars that are out of their cars at the moment.
Unfortunate circumstances. Mike, thanks for the like out there on the old Facebook page. Much love, brother. Mr. Robinson. Appreciate you getting out there race controlling as well. I know that sometimes it can become a factor. Phipps about to be under fire from Brian Farrington. A little ride along. How about we do a little ride along? We haven't done that yet. We've done it, but we haven't done it just yet. 20, giving some love to the bottom of the racetrack. You see a different line. The 12, pretty much right in front of the 20 right here. Brian Farrington slammed the car into turn 1 and drifted to the racetrack. You were talking about that. Now, on older tires, that can actually push you up that racetrack a little heavier, and you see the 20 look like he is free and easy down the road he goes.
Yeah, he's able to be more confident and kind of maintain the bottom lane there, kind of keep the tires under him. So he's also trying to save tires here with his line. We're going to watch him go into turn 1 here. He's flipping the bottom, getting up high, but he's also not running too far up near the wall. Actually, he does get high up there, but he's able to kind of get off the corner, kind of flat. You know, he's not lifting, coming off. You kind of hear that with some people that are uneasy, where you kind of hear him coming off the corner and they're going, you know, a little, and then they, you know, instead of keeping that consistent throttle. Yeah, he's running a good line here, but I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of Andrew Phipps as well. Andrew Phipps has got the confidence to kind of keep the car rolling with momentum. We're watching Andrew kind of flipping there. He gets way lower than the 20 car here. Kind of runs more high than the 12 car does, but the 20 car is going to drive a little bit straighter off. Yeah, it's just a game of inches here.
It is, and you aren't lying about where these drivers are going to be able to run here. I tell you what, here's the look. Watch the. You can get a good view from the screen here, folks. Across the front stripe, here's turn 1. The driver in the corner. Watch the 20 behind. He stays a little higher in the race line. Runs turn 1 a little bit more free on the higher portion of the corner. The 12, you hear the throttle control on out of your headset or on your TV or on your phone, whatever you're watching on, and you can hear the difference in the throttle control on what the 12 is doing. And turn 3 and 4 a little bit better for the 12. 1 and 2 seem to be right where Brian Farrington's wheelhouse works, and Jesse Bunnell is about to be under fire from Phipps. I think Bunnell is trying to save. Nathan Diller, thank you for the like out there. Much love to you, bro. Appreciate you on Facebook.
Oh, Andrew Phipps just hit the wall.
Ooh, no. Bunnell, a second slower last lap. I think he is saving fuel.
That could be it. He also, just the way that he exited turn 2 last time by, he was very, very straight off and kind of cut down. So potentially he is trying to save some fuel here as we see the 12 and the 20 kind of catching the 17 here. 20's going to have a run here on the 12.
Woo! Full send. Inside line, full to the top. And the 12 did exactly what we would think. Works that corner. Coulter Jr. to 4th. He's going to be good to go. Chris Spencer right behind him. I don't think Coulter's tire is touching the ground on the front right in the corner. The hell, that's not possible. Looks like it's kind of just hanging there. I don't know.
Oh, the 17's pitting. Brian Bunnell. I'm Jesse Bunnell, sorry, on the pit road.
Farrington around to the lead. Phipps is going to be in second. He says, you know what? I made my bed. I'm going to go take some fuel.
I mean, I'd put tires on it too. I know that it's going to add a bunch of time here, but if you're able to put fresh tires on it and you have these 14 laps ahead of you, you put them on 14 laps, you add 10, 13 seconds on, you're going to gain it down pit road, as we see the 12 car of Phipps coming on a pit road as well. And I think the 12 car had a really good entry entering pit road there.
Buntnell hits his pit road. You know who's good on fuel? Chris Spencer.
Farrington?
Chris Spencer. That's 6 car. Joshua Brock. He's good on fuel. Van Squik. He's good on fuel. Farrington, maybe not. We're going to see, though, as Chris Spencer long hauls this racetrack around. Buntnell will be your lucky dog if anything were to happen. Hopefully, and I mean hopefully, nothing does happen. Buntnell took right sides, which is a good idea here, actually. You get fueled, you take right side tires. You get Ron 8 free in front of the 20. Parker Weekly trying to hold on. He came in on 125. He's going to be faster than Brian Farrington. 13 laps to go. As Weekly gets into the line here. 20 is going to be able to pull that second lane a little bit more. Man, what do they do?
I know you said 2 tires is a good call there, but I wonder if it is or if it isn't, because if you didn't practice that, these cars get very loose on 2 tires. So I'd be very skeptical about running that, because this might also cost you time as well as costing you time on pit road.
Well, if I'm looking at 2 tires here for the 17, I'm trying to soak up 14 seconds or, between, about 14 seconds of Farrington thinking something that might go wrong. He's going to be the lucky dog if anything were to happen. So a top 5 finish would be quote unquote in the books for him, so to speak. However, he's got Ramsdale not far in front of him. Van Squig's going to be inside the top 4. I don't know. Farrington's making me nervous. However, anything can happen. He might be able to clutch it here. Chris Spencer 6 seconds in closing to Brian Farrington. 11 laps to go. Who'd have thought it, man? We'll send in the corner. Go get it. Oh, he's coming to pit road.
He's committed. He knows what he needs to do here. If I was him, I'd put on 4 tires, because you might be able to catch the 17 and the 12 here at the end of the race.
Not a bad idea. Chris Spencer here. 10 laps to go.
Got super loose off turn 4 and just almost hit the inside wall.
Who was that?
Phipps in the 12 car.
Oh, no. Don't do it, Phipps. Don't. You got time. 10 laps to go. You got time. Hold on to it. I think he took right sides as well. He actually had a better pit stop than Jesse Buntnell by about half a second, pretty close to it. He still finds himself 7.5 seconds behind. It's a difference of what 1 lap can make in getting out there running. With a little bit fresher tires.
He lost a lot of time there. He was only about 3 seconds behind, and then had that loose moment, spun off the track. You can actually see these skid marks in the middle of turns 1 and 2, where you see where he spun off.
Farrington's going to be in front of him. 12 goes around. Brian Farrington took right sides as well. Chris Spencer, 11-second lead over Joshua Brock for the time being. He is just coasting. I think he's trying to save a lap of fuel.
I mean, hey, if you're trying to save a lap of fuel here, and you've got a huge gap, that's not impossible.
Nah. 11.5 seconds. I know that Joshua Brock is trying to get a P2 out of this. He came at a 109, so he's going to be the driver that's the closest on fuel. Van Scoik will be good. He came at a 110. So did Jeff Ramsdale. Buntnell on 131. Still trying to work this track with 7 laps to go. Trying to close down 25 seconds. Over 7 laps. 6 to the inside. 12. But Phipps is going to be right there. Phipps, leave him alone. Get him. All right, Phipps will be back on the lead lap. Right about. Yeah. Maybe.
I'd be worried about Farrington sticking on the inside, and Farrington goes for it as well.
There he goes. Slide job city. Ooh, he got loose.
Yeah, there's those 2 tires. They're able to hold it, so maybe the 50% fuel kind of doesn't get those left sides worn down enough to the point where you're nervous about him.
It's Darlington. I'd be nervous about him anyway. You brought up a really good point when it came to that kind of strategy. A lighter car means a lot less weight, but when it comes to a track like Darlington or Bristol, where the left sides don't wear near what the right sides do, does that have a tendency to kind of push the car around when it comes to that front end being heavier? The rear end's going to be really light, where the fuel cells would technically be. It would make for some, I don't know, it makes for some interesting wear.
Well, I'm less talking about the weight, as the 20 car almost gets in the 12 car trying to get around them. We hits the apron, but yeah, we typically when you see less fuel, it just means less laps. So you have less laps on those left side tires. So you're actually able to make those 2 tire calls work better, because you just have, you know, whatever those 15% of fuel is, you have 15% less fuel, however many laps that would be, less on your tires overall. So yeah, potentially that could be where the left sides are still in a window to where you're not super worried about wear and, you know, the tire temperature difference, to where it's going to make that car so aggressively loose that it makes it almost impossible to drive.
How about that 10 likes out there on the YouTube channel? Thank you so much. You're all amazing. Much love to you. Appreciate everybody out there. This track murders good cars for sure. At this. And so does having a good strategy, though. Chris Spencer, 3 laps to go, 9.2 seconds to the next competitor. Van Scoik trying to catch up to Joshua Brock. He's got about 2.6. He's got 3 laps to catch up. Joshua Brock trying to hold on for that final little segment. 2 laps to go as Chris Spencer comes across the stripe. I tell you what, he snuck this one out on me. I didn't see this one coming at all. Stay out of the wall, though.
Sorry. We've not talked about him all day, and he's up here leading this race with 3 to go.
Tell you what, 11. Who'd have thunk it? Well, I mean, we've seen him make passes. We've seen him be kind of casually cordial.
Don't hit the wall.
Don't hit the wall. Come on, we got you. White flag. Let's go, buddy.
All right, we see the 3 car coming up behind. We got to hope that the 6 car has enough fuel here to make it to the end. It's not over yet.
9.4, Van Scoik. 1.3 behind Joshua Brock. Chris Spencer comes around. 2 more turns. He could clutch it.
He's still got to get that drive off of turn 4, so hold your breath here.
Final lap. 2 turns. Straight away. Full set. Got it. Chris Spencer wins.
Awesome.
Joshua Brock, one last turn here. He's going to be able to clear it. I tell you what, Van Scoik was very close to a second place finish there, but he's going to come home third. Ramsdale will have 4th in lock. Bunnell was catching. He's going to have a top 5 tonight. Farrington looks to be, he did get himself finally around Andrew Phipps. He's going to finish in 6th. And Phipps will finish in 7th. Tell you what a race. That was a good finish. Chris Spencer rocking and rolling. Look at that. Give it a burnout, brother.
And that's a Mark Martin kind of victory, too.
You ain't lying. I love it. Get it.
Hey, fuel wins or wins. Those are deserved. It's a lot of strategy there.
He might run out of fuel burning it down, but you know what? That's okay.
Did it just go? Yep.
I think it did. He got a burnout.
There's a bite taken out of his donut.
Oh, they could bite out of crying, that's for sure. Chris Spencer's going to be a race winner here, folks, as everybody completes their laps and the demo derby begins. A little later, race results, the middle of your screen, folks. Chris Spencer, Joshua Brock, and Charles Van Scoik, your top 3. So last week's winner finishes in 2nd. Good strategy there. I tell you what, that was the best call for all those drivers. Ramsdale, Bunnell, Farrington, Phipps, Coulter Jr., Harrell, and Parker Weekly, your top 10. Crownhover's going to finish this in 16th. 18th for Wasserman. A lot of issues early that kind of that set the race up for what it was. Kevin Savoy, last year's champion, he was taken out early. 22nd for him. Josh Anderson. Mike, Mr. Robinson, you finished last, sir. Care to explain yourself? No, totally joking. Thank you for being out there running the numbers for us. Josh Anderson out there in the 26 spot. Appreciate you, Mike. Thank you to Dark Horizon. Thank you to Track Racer. I didn't even mention trackracer.com all stinking race. And I apologize to Track Racer McConey Setup Shop as well. Thank you to McConey. McConey's getting ready to start broadcasting as well, folks. So if I am not available to do your races, go check out Jeff and what they're doing over there. They've got a whole new lineup of things they're getting ready to do. McConey Entertainment happening very soon. So Skokie Esports as well. If you need a broadcaster, I highly recommend Nate over at Skokie. Skokie is not only my driver cam sponsor, which normally works every day but didn't work today. We'll love to see that a part of it. Thank you to each and every one of those folks for being a part of it. MCI Graphics on Trading Paints. That's going to be Michael Coulter. If you're going to look at Trading Paints, message him there if you need a paint scheme. If it's not already done, he will get you taken care of for a reasonable fee. And he'll be able to have some fun with it. Let's talk to your race winner. Chris Spencer is going to be on cloud 9. Hopefully you give me just as much excitement as Joshua Brock did last week, because man, oh man, you snuck that one out. I didn't see that one coming at all.
That was a tight race. That was on a very, very tough track to get around. Great race on everybody, all race, especially a long race like that. A lot of fun. Little field strategy at the end.
Yeah, you did.
A good 90% of that last run was all clutched in. So
I was going to ask if you had to clutch it in, because I knew that we kind of talked about the fuel strategy being here somewhere around the 35 to 36 if everybody had to like really push it. But you came at a 110 during that caution, and it just like that was it. That was the strategy.
yeah, I think that was my only shot. The 17 was just unstoppable tonight. Jess was just really bad fast. So I know our only shot to even get up there to even contend, if I was, would be on fuel strategy. They stood out. I said that second last caution, I seen a lot of the drivers stood out, and I was kind of like a little confused by it. And when I realized what lap it was, and I was like, I guess they were hoping for another caution. I'm happy we didn't get one to stay green for the rest of there. So lucky break right there, and a little call strategy there.
Yeah, well, Chris, that was absolutely phenomenal to see. Kyle, anything for Chris? Is man, snuck it, and I like it. It was like, don't hit the wall.
Hit the wall. They're coming to the white. Yeah, we're just looking through your stats here. This is your third start of the year. You just finished got your first top 5. That's top 5. Good top 5. First place, best kind of top 5. Yeah, you're talking about being short there on fuel or at the end. How close were you? Do you think maybe 2 laps or 3 laps short, or?
For when I started, I knew I was going to be 2 laps short, so it was kind of just saving. Luckily enough, I was able to save. I had one lap left coming out there, just enough to do a burn out a little bit. But I was about 2 or 3 laps short at the beginning of that run. So from the very get-go, it was kind of clutch and save. I knew the one car was out there in front. I know he had just pitted like the lap before, so I know he would be saving, and I knew that's who I had to get in front of. And I just happened to get him. I think he was clutched down in 3 and 4 a few laps before. So,
Well, Chris, fantastic run, brother. Fantastic. Way to outthink the thinkers. I like it. It was great. I watched you make some passes. I watched you kind of stay clean all race, and we talked about you like we normally do. There's Chris. He's doing his thing, looking and roll, and then all of a sudden, you's a winning. I like it, my man. Congratulations. Give you shout outs. And Winston Throwback Series is better because now they've got to think about what you're gonna do.
First of all, just great racing. Like I haven't been able to make every start, unfortunately, this season. So on a little bit of a part-time schedule. We went to Rockingham, had a run there. Ended up with top 10, and then kind of fell apart there for a minute. Came back here with a strong car. I was running up front there at the get-go. Then had some issues on pit road. Had to go back to the pack, back to the back of the pack there, and came back through. So happy with that. But I just want to thank everyone in the league just for great racing. You guys. Jason, in a long time, I've been watching you. Just always great broadcasting, always great episodes. I'm watching them for you. Also, just want to thank Smoke Show Racing, of course, all my teammates, Jerry West, Brian Beach, Justin Germain, Steve Baker, all those guys. Just a lot of practice all the time, and those guys that are pretty fast like that kind of get to put you in good situations to pick up, steal the win, kind of.
You know what? Steal it. Do it again. I want to see it. Chris, much love, brother. I appreciate you as always, and I look forward to seeing you when you get back out there.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Look for next week. Hopefully, I can think of another one.
That's what I'm talking about. He's going to do it back to back. Could be first one. Chris Spencer right there. Joshua Brock's going to finish in second, though. Last week's winner. Not a bad Darlington today. You called it on fuel strategy just like Chris did. He just had you by a little bit. Mr. Brock, can you hear me? Joshua. Mr. Sir. He must have had to go to the bathroom. About Charles. Hey, Chuck, can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
That's the man. Mr. Vansquake, you come home third. You're about half a second from, you're about a lap away from passing somebody for second. So walk me through this race. And I said, you're going to have to watch out for Charles. That 23 just does the fuel strategy thing.
Yeah, that wasn't the original. I had about 7 other strategies before the fuel even came in, but every time I had a meatball flag that I stayed on the lead lap. I was execute my strategy, something popped up. I had to change the strategy. So,
Well, I tell you what, you've been surprising everybody with these fantastic runs that you've had of lately. Not surprising. I think you're a good racer. I think that just bad things prior to about 3 weeks ago kind of fell in front of you, and now seeing how things are starting to kind of come together across all the series that you race, does the track layouts of what you're racing here kind of just make you start to feel comfortable when you're starting to get comfortable around the drivers, or are you just kind of stepping up your game? Kind of want to know.
oh, I'm just kind of not giving, Aaron that much. I'm usually a cautious driver, and I'm sending it out for the most part. I'm not gonna back off anymore. So I'm just, like I said, my strategy was not to save gas, but then once that last, I didn't take tires. The last one because I think I finished the race still with like 2.5 seconds of damage, 2.5 minutes of damage. So I wasn't able to get tires on that last run, so it kind of forced me to do fuel. So just like I said, it's trying to be a little bit more, being more cautious. Like you told me a couple months ago, doesn't work because you end up getting caught in the muck, and I'm just, I guess more sending it. I guess.
He's full sent. Kyle, anything for Mr. Van Scoik here?
I wanted to congratulate you first top 5 of the year, and also this is unrelated to the race. Are you streaming, or not streaming, but are you racing like in an area outside?
No, I'm actually outside smoking because I was a little
Oh, okay.
frustrated with this race. I'm outside right now. I was a little, like I said, I was stayed in the back, slowly worked my way. I think I started 20th. Every caution, I was up 4 spots. Letting people beat up their stuff and pass them very easily. And then just got caught up and a couple people's mistakes, and then then I had to like I said, change the strategy around.
Yeah, I was just asking because I thought that would have been a cool setup idea. Just had like a little enclosed deck or something, and you got your rig out there.
Oh hell no!
Yeah.
Charles has got too many diecasts to show off to not be able to, to do that.
Yeah.
His man cave is in. I think even Richard Petty would be envious of your man cave, or Denny Hamlin. Either way.
Either way.
Charles, congratulations on the on a P3 finish here. Give your shout outs, man. I know that you guys had a fun race yesterday. Saturday, you got another race coming up. You could race tomorrow. You could race Chop Chop tomorrow. Oh, you got Xfinity tomorrow. Never mind.
Xfinity tomorrow. We have Xfinity tomorrow on Skull Key, Charlotte. Shout out wise, obviously you guys, and I already just mentioned them, Skull Key, and then obviously, the guys in this league. My league is sponsoring their pole awards, so tomorrow I'll be going over to Jack's Racing Collectibles, who's one of my sponsors, and picking up some of the 164 diecast for the pole winners that I'll be mailing out probably Monday or Tuesday for the guys in this league that have already done the poll or won the poll. MDR Designs, who does my paint schemes. This is the only paint scheme he has not done. This was Josh with the paint scheme tonight. Diecast by Bobby, Global Strategy Team, Admin Box, Beef Jerky Unlimited. And then, my teammates, kind of went off on one of them tonight, so I wanted to apologize to him because he was one of the reason for the meatball, and I was just, a lot of stuff's been building up over the last couple days and weeks with running, my league, and want to apologize. I figured I'd wait to apologize in here to him. Everyone knows, so.
Yeah, Chuck. Yeah, it's all good, man. I forgive you.
Yeah.
I love you. Screw him. No.
Yeah.
Now, it's always good. And so, yes, Go Racing League, the poll sponsor for today. Sorry about that, folks. There's so many sponsors that we go through that you got to check out Goat Racing. You know how you got to check out Goat Racing? You got to go to facebook.com/GoatRacing23. Give that a like. All the extra fun stuff over there. You can watch Charles stream every once in a while if you want to. It's usually him and his VR headset, but you can go back and watch him react and to the chat and stuff like that. It's a ton of fun. Charles, I'll see you. I'll see you coming up Saturday.
Yep, I'll see you Saturday.
That'll be the man. 23 comes home third, and does so in style. All right, Josh. Can you hear me now?
I am here. Can y'all hear me now?
I can hear you now. Wichita Falls, Chesapeake, Virginia. Hey, you go to Richmond?
I haven't been to Richmond. The only one I've been to was Daytona in 2018,
right,
and then Texas in 2016 before they reconfigured it. It was the last race on the old configuration before they redid it and they ruined it.
I was going to tell you that Richmond is coming up this weekend, and our good friend, we have a lot of people going out there going to Richmond this weekend in the streams and whatnot. So you might want to go scalp some tickets.
Richmond's not that far. It's only 90 miles from here.
I know. And
got $25 truck tickets, man. Gotta go.
And they can go with you get Kyle right there. Kyle, I'll take you over there and show you what's up. He knows that track. Josh, you won last week, P2 this week, saving fuel, saving the just basically having to save there at the end. I mean, we're talking the difference of a couple of laps and deciding to pit when a caution comes out and you're so close to the end of the race and you want to make it on fuel, having the right call, having the right strategy played out, especially for the top three and top 3, 4, 5. Actually, top 4, Ramsdale as well. Top 4 for him, or top 5 for him because of him coming to pit road when he did. It just seemed like fuel strategy races are my favorite races, and you guys made it about that today.
It's all, you know how Darlington is. 1 and 2 is all about throttle control, so you can really save a lot of gas going through 1 and 2 if you hold your foot just right and hold your tongue just right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can kind of let off early going into 3 and hit the clutch pedal and just let it coast in. I know that's what the 6 was doing. I was trying it a little bit. I was on that last caution. I was like, you know what? I'm going to come in. Jesse and Phipps stayed out. I was like, you know what? That's a top 4 right there because they got to come in and pit.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple guys behind me came in as well. We took it easy on that last run because we knew we were going to get a good finish time.
Right.
The way the race had played out up until that point. Darlington's a track of survival. They need to fill it with concrete and bury it 10 feet deep, to be honest. But
I wouldn't have any good races to call. Come on now.
Darlington's a finicky old woman. But it was all strategy there at the end. It was. I feel like what me and the 6 did, Kevin would have done too. And
yeah,
Kevin is all about strategy and crunching numbers on the fly. And it was a strategy race. It definitely made things a lot interesting. Because I knew Jesse wasn't going to be able to make it. I knew Andrew wasn't going to be able to make it. And I looked down and seen how much fuel I had. And then did the math in my head, how many laps were left, and realized 2 + 2 equaled -20. And I came in and topped it off and just hope for the best. I was actually coughing coming out of turn 4, so that's
Oh
how close
man,
I was.
man, oh man. Man, oh man, I know. Chris, he came around the track, did the burnout, gave me a couple of candid moments for photos, and then, uh, and so that I knew he was gonna run out. We heard him run out of fuel.
Right.
But yeah, we wondered how close folks were. Kyle, the man himself, Mr. Joshua Brock.
Yeah, we got a little less excited version of you this week. Last week, of course, got the win. Need you more excited for a second place finish because we need you to keep the energy there for next week when you get a third place finish.
I am just as excited because the momentum's on my side and it's carrying me through these tough weeks. Because Darlington's not a good track for me. Bristol's not a good track for me. Then we go to Texas, and I'm bringing old Quicksilver back. See what we can do.
Right.
And the momentum's good. I will take a P2. I'm not gonna lie. I think 100 of your views on YouTube is me alone, and I know I've watched the last 25 laps at least 500 times. I've watched it two or three times a day in the last 25 laps. I'll get to my interview and I'll rewind it and rewatch it all over again. Because not only was that a win for me last week, guys, y'all didn't know this, but that was my first league win
Oh,
last
no
week, and
kidding.
that was also my first league pole in a car that I had painted right before the race. So that was, all the good mojo and positive vibes was on my side, and it was just meant to be. I'm still on cloud 8.5.
You know
You
what?
know, that was
That's all right, man. Congrats. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
yeah, man. That was my first win last week. So
I
I
mean,
had sent you a message earlier explaining that
I must
uh
have skipped over. I me and getting
yeah
95,000 messages. I'm sorry.
yeah, that was my first win. That's why I was so overjoyous and jubilant and definitely boisterous about it. I
Oh
know
yeah.
Kyle said he got introduced to my voice when I sat on the pole and I screamed it out. Well, yeah, that was my first league pole last season. The closest I ever got was third.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and that was at Michigan and Auto Club. So I mean, I sat on the pole at Atlanta that I didn't think I was going to get the pole for. And then to pull off a win, oh, come on, that's just storybook ending.
Especially this early in the season. I mean, you've got more. You've got. Yeah, are you the points leader right now? Who's the
I
points
don't
leader?
know yet. I got to update them here soon, but as soon as I get them updated, I'll send them to you. I know
Because
as of
because
Atlanta, I jumped to sixth. So
well, I know with that win, I know that looking through the series and looking at what was happening. I mean, Kevin's just had a string of bad luck, and you've kind of stepped up the game. Yeah, I looked at the Appalachia Rises, and then I looked at everything below that. I did not look at the hey, hope all is well. Prayers in my direction. Thank you very much. Of course, yeah, I'm still dealing with what I'm dealing with, but we're just gonna deal with it. I forgot to mention the other night post race that was his first league pole, my first league win, my first attempt at painting up a throwback scheme for this league as well. Thank you for what you do on the other. I appreciate you. Always appreciate you guys. Yes, there's
I've
the
had
message. I skipped over that one and I looked at the graphic. He sent me a picture book and I went, "Oh, picture." So
ooh, shiny object,
that's right.
ADHD zone. Popo, ain't
Yeah,
it?
you ain't lying. I got too many screens in front of me to be like, all right, what are we actually doing here?
It's just
Man, go ahead.
tough luck to Jesse, man. He had this thing in his win in his bag, and he was going for the three-peat because last season he won both Darlington.
Mm-hmm.
So he was going for the three-peat sweep, and luck was not on his side.
No,
Congrats to
he should have
Christopher
pit.
Spence.
He should have pit.
Yeah, I was shocked he didn't. But I don't think he was thinking that anybody else could go because I didn't even take tires.
Nope.
I just took gas,
Yep.
and I should have took tires, but oh well.
You
Oh
took
well.
if you took tires, you're right there with Chris. I think. I mean, we're
Yeah,
looking at the
but
interval and his fall off. You'd have been right there with him, but you might have even won this one. Either
hey, I'm
way,
all about first time wins. He's been running good at the tracks that he's been at. so far this season with us. Rockingham he ran real good at. Vegas he ran real good at. So he deserved his first win just as much as I did last week.
Well,
That's
a whole lot of firsts. Maybe next week we get. Let's pick a first-time winner in this league.
I'm going for Cam next week. You want to know the truth?
Cam needs.
Cam.
I think I know who's going to win Bristol next week, and I think it's going to be that 28.
28. Yeah.
Mr. Crown over. However,
I'm
I'd
gonna go with the only one I know, Malarkey.
Malarkey. Yeah, there you go.
Malarkey.
Malarkey's fast. He is fast.
I hate to.
FanDuel
Malarkey's
bets.
having some pedal problems, but we'll see.
FanDuel bets out there, folks. $5 on your driver. Cash App.
Hey,
Signature
That's
Esports.
a good bet right there. Hey, that's a good bet right there, man.
There you go.
Because then whoever wins can get one of those Horizon 5 free T-shirts. Man.
That's right. That's right. That's
Hey.
right. That's coming up for Charlotte, right? Charlotte Motor Speedways when we're going to have the Horizon 5, the next battle for the Horizon 5.
Correct. The top 5 from Daytona will race at the Horizon 5. They'll have a teal blue front spoiler, teal blue roof number, teal blue rear spoiler to differentiate them from everybody else in the field. You'll be able to tell.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
And be the top 5 from the Daytona 500 at Charlotte, racing for the bonus, and then the top 5 from Charlotte go on to the next race. So
I like it. I like it a lot. Josh, congrats on a P2 finish here, man. I think we had to tie this one off and yeah, full send and
yes, sir.
send.
Thanks
Send
much.
it, always, man. Give you shout outs.
Thank y'all for what y'all do. Shout outs to the league. Yeah, we had our cautions, but we did have a long green flag run right there. We had 2 or 3 pit cycles through it, and shout out to the league for giving a good race. Shout out to you guys for calling the shots, and shout out to all my friends and family that have been blowing me up, going, "Come on, Josh, get a second one, get a second one." As much as I would have loved to put the number 1 car in victory lane again, it's just I'm happy with P2. I'll take it because my momentum wave is still on a high. It's still going upward, so we're gonna go on to Bristol and put on a good show there.
Gonna be a ton of fun. Joshua, always a pleasure, man. And thank you for the cause for today as well, folks. Remember that if you want to help support the flood victims over there in the Appalachia area in Kentucky, make sure that you reach out to your local Red Cross. They'll put you in the right direction. You can make donations there, and they'll be able to take care of it. It's going to be the number 9 at Bristol, says Donnie. You know what, Donnie? I'll bet on you. I will bet on you. Donnell Williams.
I'll put some money on Dottie. I'll put some money on Donnie.
we'll do it.
I'll send
we'll
him enough for a pack of Newports.
I love it. All right, Josh. Appreciate
All right,
you,
guys.
Man. See you.
Thanks y'all for what y'all do. We'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir. That's Donnell. That's Donnell Williams' biggest fan right there, Joshua Brock. Kicking butt, taking names. Kyle's. Today was chaotic fun.
Yeah, chaotic. Just a lot of tire wear, strategy, the whole 9. And I think next week, Bristol, we're gonna throw the tire strategy. We're gonna throw out the long green flag runs, and we're just gonna go beat fenders at Bristol.
I think Bristol's going to be a ton of fun. And this track, this car is perfect for that track. Except for what we've come to know is the ARCA slide, where the car wants to slide up the racetrack, stick to the wall, and run around that racetrack with a whole lot of right side damage.
Yeah, Bristol's just its own little beast there, and yeah, it's gonna be crazy next week with all these cars, especially if we show up with more than 20 of them like we've had the last 2 races.
You know what? Man, I'm a fan. And they've really stepped up the game. And this early in the season to see this many different winners. Last season, we saw Kevin kind of walk away a little bit at first with the wins, and then more contenders came in to kind of battle. And right now we're with, I think, 5 different winners over the course of the start of the series, 5 or 6 different winners over the course of the start of the series, which I will make sure to take a look at here. And so it's kind of tightening things up when it comes to who's doing what. So that makes a big difference when it comes to who's going to be dangerous at what track, because now you don't know.
Yeah, 5 different winners in 5 different races. That's a hell of a stat right there. We're rivaling the Cup Series in real life.
I like it. I like it. Now we're gonna see what's gonna happen there, folks. Kyle's the man. You're gonna catch him with me. You're gonna be at the race at Richmond, so you're not gonna be with me this Sunday. Right?
Depends on the
time.
how long the Cup race is. I could always join you from the track for late race restart in the restart zone.
I love it. I love it. I would love to. You know what? You get your phone. I'll be in there whenever you're ready. You just let me know. I will throw you live. You can say, "Look at it's a prize fire." And I would love to see that. Somebody sending me messages all the time. I love it. Anywho, Kyle, I appreciate you for tonight. We're gonna make sure that we get that No Toad Racing League, regardless if Kyle's gonna be with me. He's still gonna be with me because he's gonna be at the track, and I'm gonna be envious. And Richmond's gonna be a ton of fun, no matter what we look at it. But folks, I appreciate you. I know that the Winston Throwback series appreciates you as well. Thank you to all the folks out there, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, for being absolutely amazing. Thank you to all the sponsors of the series, each and every series that we broadcast for, and including all the folks that have come before and past. And it's I would never have gotten to start in this if it weren't for Brandon Fronopel. He was the first guy that ever got me involved in the iRacing broadcasts, and a big thank you to him. And it all started there with one guy reaching out to me saying, "Hey, I know who you are. My buddy wants to know if you can broadcast a race," and that's how it turned into this. And it's turned into good broadcasting. I will be dialing back some of my broadcasts as far as after I readjust my schedule. And somebody had asked me about that before. I am going to be dialing some stuff back to be able to allow one. I'm probably going to give the opportunity for other folks to broadcast on my channel because I need to rest myself. So it'll be an opportunity to throw some stuff some folks' ways, like Kyle. Kyle's very knowledgeable, and depending on what his schedule does and where we can tie things over with that, then that'll be something very, very interesting to be able to do and trust somebody with the platform that you've helped me create and that I've been a part of. So, but I want to give a big special thank you to my family for putting up with me for all this stuff, and to all the people behind the scenes here at my residence that you guys don't get to hear about other than whenever I slightly mention them or I slightly mention what's going on in my life, because they've from the real world work to what I do here, it takes a lot of time and energy and effort outside of this to be able to do so. So thank you so much to each and every one of you, but also to everybody in my life that helps make an impact. And I, after all the stuff that I've kind of been through over the last couple of days, it's really, it opens your eyes to a lot of things. So thank you to everybody out there for who you are. You be nice to one another. And folks, tomorrow night, we're going to have the Chop Shop Racing League Xfinity Series. They're going to have a lot of fun, and they're going to run a lot of laps, and I'm pretty excited about all of that. Me and Xfinity Series Racing, it's just one of those cars that I like to call because the racing is usually really good and really clean, and you get to see it a couple of times a week right here in Signature Esports. Much love. Kyle, thank you. Appreciate you as always.